Wait, are we actually getting Paul Narita and Andrew Donovan back in Salem at the exact same time? And is Cat Greene seriously foolish enough to think she can honey trap EJ DiMera without getting completely destroyed? I am screaming at my screen right now. Welcome back to Peacock TV. Spoilers. Your home for all things Salem and the only place you need for the juiciest days of our lives gossip. We have a massive weekly promo to break down today, featuring 2 huge returns, a legendary milestone, and an undercover ISA operation that is about to blow up in everyone's faces. If you love deep dive soap drama, hit that subscribe button right now because you do not want to miss this. Let's start with the absolute queen of Salem, Marlena Evans. The weekly promo kicks off with Marlena sitting quietly, looking through a beautiful old photo album. Now, this isn't just a random trip down memory lane. The show is officially celebrating Deidre Hall's 50th anniversary, playing Marlena. 50 years, you guys. Let's just pause and respect the absolute royalty that is Deidre Hall. She has carried this canvas on her back for 5 decades. From the iconic 1995 demonic possession, where she was literally levitating with glowing yellow eyes, to the infamous Salem stalker storyline, to surviving Stefano DiMera's endless kidnappings and bird cages. Deidre Hall is the beating heart of this show. Seeing Marlena flipping through those photos just hits right in the feels. It makes me think about how much history she holds in this town. I honestly believe nobody else could have made Marlena the legacy character she is today. But it is also so heartbreaking because she is doing this without John Black by her side. And speaking of John Black, that brings us to our first massive return of the week. While Marlena is looking through her precious memories, there is a knock at the door, and boom, Paul Narita is standing right there. Christopher Sean is back, and I am so incredibly here for it. Paul showing up to comfort Marlena is just perfect timing. Paul is John's son, and with John gone, the family really needs to stick together. Paul has always been such a grounding force in Salem. I think having him back right now is exactly what Marlena needs to keep from spiraling over that creepy Stefano chess set mystery she has been dealing with. Paul isn't going to let anyone mess with his family. I love the dynamic between Paul and Marlena. She has always treated him like her own flesh and blood. But let's be real for a second. Paul isn't just here to hold Marlena's hand, look at old photos, and drink tea. He is back in town because his man is back in town. Yes, the second major return of the week is Colton Little as Andrew Donovan. I absolutely love Andrew. He brings that classic 1980s spy energy back to the show. Andrew is Shane Donovan and Kimberly Brady's son, so international espionage is literally baked into his DNA. The promo reveals that Andrew is back in town on official ISA business. And whenever the ISA rolls into Salem, you know things are about to get incredibly violent and messy. The ISA doesn't just show up for minor crimes like shoplifting at the Brady pub. They show up for international terrorism, biological weapons, and massive crime syndicates. And right now, all roads lead directly to the DiMera mansion. Andrew is a strict, by-the-book agent, which makes his current assignment so incredibly stressful to watch. This brings me to the absolute most anxiety-inducing part of the promo. Cat Greene. What on earth is Cat thinking? We know Cat is running a highly classified, deep-cover ISA operation against EJ DiMera. But her strategy? She is trying to work the personal angle. She is trying to get romantically and physically close to EJ, to lower his defenses. Are you kidding me? Here at Peacock TV Spoilers, we've been tracking this storyline, and we think Cat is signing her own death warrant. You do not play romantic mind games with EJ DiMera. EJ is Stefano's son. He is ruthless, he is paranoid, and he is currently furious over the whole Kristen and Johnny assassination plot. EJ is already a ticking time bomb, and Cat is just poking the bear. Thank goodness for Rafe Hernandez. I know we all give Rafe a hard time for being the most clueless police commissioner in soap history sometimes, but right now, Rafe is the only one making any sense. The promo shows Rafe looking extremely unhappy with Cat's plan. Rafe knows EJ better than almost anyone. Rafe knows that EJ will use Cat, chew her up, and spit her out without a second thought. EJ is already using Cat to make Belle Black jealous. It is a toxic, twisted triangle, and Cat is just willingly throwing herself right into the middle of it. Rafe is warning her to back off, but Cat is acting like she has it all under control. Newsflash, Cat. Nobody has EJ DiMera under control. Not Sammy Brady, not Nicole Walker, and certainly not you. And it gets worse. Because Andrew Donovan is Cat's boss at the ISA. When Andrew finds out what Cat is actually doing, how she is crossing massive professional lines to get personally entangled with EJ, he absolutely loses his mind. Andrew corners Cat and explicitly warns her that this operation has gotten way too dangerous. I love this dynamic so much. Andrew is looking at the board and seeing that Cat is entirely compromised. When the boss of the ISA tells you to abort the mission, you abort the mission. But of course, this is Days of Our Lives. So Cat is probably going to ignore Andrew, ignore Rafe, and dive headfirst into EJ's bed just to get the intel she needs. She thinks she is the predator in this situation, but I am telling you guys, she is the prey. Let's look at the rich history of this show for a second. Think back to 5 or 10 years ago when the ISA tried to infiltrate the DiMera family. Remember how Shane Donovan or Steve Johnson would end up captured, tortured, or brainwashed? The DiMeras have eyes everywhere. If EJ even suspects for one single second that Cat is an ISA agent sent to spy on him, he will not just fire her or break up with her. He will lock her in the DiMera secret tunnels. Or worse, he will hand her over to Dr. Rolf for a little brainwashing session. EJ is already stressed out about Tony changing corporate plans, Kate's lawsuit trap, and Lexi's failing health. He is pushed to the absolute brink. A betrayed EJ is the most dangerous EJ you will ever see. I am honestly terrified for Cat. Annalyn McCord is playing this role with so much confidence, and she brings a really fun energy to the canvas, but I think her character is dangerously arrogant. She thinks she can outsmart a DiMera on his own turf. She thinks playing the "we were in rehab together in Italy" card is going to keep her safe and keep EJ blinded to the truth. But EJ is a master manipulator. He learned from the absolute best. What if EJ already knows she is ISA? What if EJ is playing her right back? Think about that for a second. EJ could be feeding her fake information to throw Andrew and the ISA off his scent. That would be the ultimate plot twist. I would stand up and applaud Dan Fireregal if EJ pulls that off, because the actor playing EJ is absolutely killing it right now. He is giving us pure, villainous perfection. If EJ is actually stringing Cat along, this whole ISA operation is going to crash and burn in spectacular fashion. And poor Andrew is going to have to clean up the mess. I really hope Andrew and Paul get some time to actually enjoy each other's company while they are in Salem, because it sounds like Andrew is going to be working overtime trying to keep his rogue agent alive. I love the pairing of Paul and Andrew. They bring such a great balance of heart and action to the show. But with the DiMeras involved, romance always takes a back seat to survival. I just hope Paul's protective instincts don't get him caught in the crossfire of EJ's inevitable wrath. We already lost John Black. We cannot lose Paul Narita, too. We are in for a wild ride this week, you guys. The beautiful nostalgia of Marlena's 50th anniversary. The epic returns of Paul and Andrew, and this explosive ISA plot with Cat and EJ. It is sweeps month energy all the way. So I have to ask you, do you think EJ already knows Cat is a spy? Is he playing her, or is he genuinely falling for her? And how excited are you to see Christopher Sean and Colton Little back in Salem? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, because I need to talk about this with people who understand the crazy lore of this show. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep it locked right here on Peacock TV. Spoilers for your daily dose of Salem drama. See you next time.